today I'm going to be focusing on the legal routes to come into the UK. Initially, the system was very, very fluid. You can come into the UK as a tier 1 entrepreneur, or you come in as a tier 1 investor. But unfortunately, those routes are now being closed by the Home Office. And the reason why they were closed is because the Home Office discovered that people were playing tricks with those routes. When you come in there with your 2 million as an investor, tier 1 investor, you'll be able to set up a successful business, run it, show evidence that you've actually invested the 2 million. Within 3 years, you're allowed to remain in the UK, get your indefinite leave to remain. A year after proceeding to citizenship. I'm sure there are some people here that actually came through that route, and they're nodding, looking at me. You can also come in as a tier 1 entrepreneur, where you'll be expected to invest just 200,000 or 50,000, and then after 5 years, you're giving your ILR. But those stages are now closed, as I said. Now you can come into the UK. Unfortunately, the routes under which people can come into the UK now, most of these routes are not known to our people. All we know now is you come into the UK as a skilled worker. I have course in the last 2 months to change the direction of at least about 5 people. Academia, scholars, successful scientists, digital technologists, who wanted to come in under the skilled worker scheme. Now all you do is come into the UK with such high expectation and achievement, and you bury your potential. So what am I talking about? The new scheme, you can come in now as an innovator. All you just need is be able to show the fact that you have a business, you have an idea, you have something that above what we already have in the UK. It's not necessarily going to be a new business. You can look at a business model, do some extrapolation, add something new, sell that to the UK government. They have endorsement bodies that will look at your business plan. And once the business plan is endorsed and you are given that authorization, the only other thing you need is to have £50,000 to back that up. You come into the UK as an innovator, you set up your business, you run the business. You are coming initially with a 2-year visa, after which you will be granted another 3 years. 5 years after, you have your ILR. 1 year after, you have your citizenship. Apart from coming in as an innovator, you can also come in under what we call the scale-up visa. The scale-up visa is not so popular. But what it means is you are telling the Home Office that you've got some talent, something that very rare, something that cannot be found in the outside market. And most of the people that are coming in under this scheme now are the millennials, the waste kids that we have in Nigeria especially. They come in, you work with an industry. Most of the industries that are recruiting people under the scale-up visa, they are the fast-paced industries. The JP Morgans, the Credit Suisse, the GlaxoSmithKline, the Tatas, the Range Rovers. They go to Africa, they recruit people. But the good thing about the scale-up visa is when you come in under that scheme, although you'll be given 2 years, but you can work with that establishment for 6 months and decide to go and settle. Once you work with them for 6 months, you have the liberty to say, I'm resigning. I'm setting up my business in the UK as a self-employed person. Or you want to leave that establishment, set up another company, recruit people to work with you. It's allowed. But unfortunately, this route is not so popular and is not known to people. Aside the scale-up, you can also come in under what they call the Global Talent Scheme. In fact, in the last 2 months, I have over 10 sculptors from Nigeria. You don't have to have a first degree under the Global Talent Scheme. You can come in as a painter. You can come in as a sculptor. You can come in as somebody in the music industry. All you need to show is 5 evidence of international recognition of your skill and talent. And under that skill, we have what they call global talent, and we also have global promise. Global talent means you are experienced. They'll give you 3 years. After 3 years, you get your ILR. Global promise means you are probably just out of the uni, and you have that promise. They'll give you 5 years, and after 5 years, you get your ILR. And finally, the 4th skill. I've mentioned 3 now. I've mentioned innovator, I've mentioned skiller, I've mentioned global talent, and the 4th one is the skill worker that my brother just spoke about. Unfortunately, the skill worker scheme is not just open to the healthcare sector. That's the mistake we're making. Every focus is on healthcare, healthcare, healthcare. The skill worker scheme is open to nursery school owners, crèche owners, childminders, private school owners. You can register with the Home Office as a sponsor and bring in people to work under those schemes. But as I said, the focus is just on the healthcare sector, and it's probably due to ignorance. And finally, let me say this here. No matter how much you invest in the UK property market, no matter how much the price of your property, it doesn't give residency. It does not in the UK. If you buy a property of 10 million today, it does not give you residency. You can buy any property at any amount for as long as you are past the due diligence process, the money laundering, the police checks and everything as a non-resident. So, because I discover in my practice that has been the myth. People feel that the moment you have the money, you bring the money into the UK, you're able to buy a property, automatically it gives you access to UK residency. It doesn't. I hope you have been blessed. I'll be just there after for any question. Thank you.